Now, in this particular module 1, we'll get started and understand what Adobe Real-Time CDP is, what are the benefits associated with the use of Adobe Real-Time CDP to develop a CDP solution, the capabilities, the core concepts such as identity, union schema, merge policy, and many more features that are allowed in here. When we deal with customer profile data, before we can move on to other things, we need to understand what CDP it's all about and what can it do for us. The visual here describes Adobe Real-Time CDP, which is an enterprise-grade CDP. And as a CDP solution, you can use a real-time CDP from Adobe to collect data from different systems within organizations, such as CRMs, enterprise applications, package applications, analytics tools, with online behavioral event and engagement data, and many more. Once the data is collected, the services encapsulated within RTCDP allows you to tie together these disparate data sources in order to create a unified customer profile so you can build a single view of a customer. It also makes it possible for you to make available profiles from other systems for activations, insight, and additional purposes. What are the basic components of any CDP? The ability to collect data, the ability to manage profiles, and the ability to activate the unified profile for engagement in any systems of your choice. RTCDP from Adobe goes above and beyond these basic principles by collecting both business to consumer and business to business data, having unified profile and account profiles with governance, and also with the capabilities of doing predictive insight analysis by leveraging the Adobe Sensei AI and machine learning. It also provides you with a data modeling system that we tagged Experience Data Model System that allows you to create a data structure, to have different categories of destinations for profile activation, and finally, with all this help, you should be successful in executing personalization of messages and offers at scale. Now, a typical real-time CDP workflow looks like this. You are able to select your sources you want to unify. From these sources, you will identify all the entity whose information you want to centralize to create a unified view, and then you will map the data using Experience Data Models modeling system. With this, you create a structure, you apply the data governance, and you have the ability to stitch together fragmented data from any number of sources to create a unified profile. And that unified profile can either be a customer profile or a business profile. Subsequently, once you have a unified profile, you will utilize the segmentation service associated with real-time customer profile data store to create audiences. And these audiences are a collection of profile fragments with common characteristics using the segment definition rules. And this audience could either be based on people or an event, and that audience then can be activated to any destination of your choice. And just like you have your source categories being from Adobe and non-Adobe, your destination applications can be any one of them as well. And that's what we are going to focus on in this training. But let's dig deep into the capabilities of real-time CDP. First of all, the real-time CDP gives you a collection of source connectors. And you can use some of these source connectors, specifically a tag management source connector, to actually tag manage web applications, mobile applications, so that you can collect both profile and event data that you can successfully ingest to create a unified customer profile view. You could also use data collection from Adobe to actually forward raw data to non-Adobe applications as well. That is one of the capabilities that is associated with the adoption of real-time CDP. The data connection tools that we have are for commonly used applications. And if you cannot find the one that is appropriate to your own source applications, we provide you with an alternative means through which you can actually collect data either through the platform UI or through an API approach to manage the data that you want. Once the data is collected and ingested into an observable data object, then you have a unified view of a customer profile or a business profile that it's available for activation in real time. Part of the requirement for collecting customer data is that you are giving them the assurance that whatever data that you collect and whatever terms and agreements they have agreed with you, you are going to stick to that, which means you are going to comply with the rules and regulations for collecting and maintaining the data and the rules and regulations for exporting the data for specific engagement purposes. These capabilities ensure better return on investment, time to value, conversion, easy to use, time to market, and an effective way of ensuring that you can manage your data successfully and engage with the customers while they are interacting with your brand. So which means you have the ability to export the data as long as you adhere to the rules and regulations to anywhere for the purposes for which they are intended. Now, RTCDP comes in 3 editions. Let's start with the first one. The first option in terms of edition is the real-time CDP business to consumer, or what we refer to as B2C. And this is purpose-built for B2C customers to unify, govern, activate all consumer data across any systems and channel. The second edition that is offered is the RTCDP B2B, or the business to business. On the other hand, is a purpose built for business to business marketers to unify, to govern and activate all data using a single a lead and account data type. The third edition is the RTCDP Business to Person edition. With this, you can unify, govern, activate your B2C and B2B customer data using a single CDP target, the same person across all lines of business. What is common in these 3 editions is that you get a peace of mind managing different data from different data sources, and customers get personalized messages and experiences that is relevant to their business need. Now, let's dig deeper into the understanding of some of the foundational concepts of real-time CDP, such as identity service, unified profile service, and segmentation service.